V-Rod stalling problem. Let me tell you, I've been all over the map with this one. And checked everything that everybody on the blog said. A lot of it was a little bit misleading, but didn't cost me anything to look. And boiled it down to off and on. When it would shut off and stall, if I turned the key off and on again, it would start up and run fine. Boiled down to the idle control valve, which lives right in here. I don't know if you can see that too well, but the idle control valve lives right in there. And two things to know about it. First of all, in order to get it out, you have to heat up the housing around the top up here and around the screws. And I used a heat gun to heat it up pretty good, or the screws will break off when you take them out. Now, the other thing that I found out is every time I cleaned it, it worked for a couple days, and then it would go back to screwing up again. And the interesting thing, before I put this new one in, that I'll show you, they changed the part number on it. And over here, I can guess why. The new one is, you can't turn the end of this. It's got a scribe mark on it so that it points to the up position. The one that I took out, I figured I'd put them next to each other to see if they'll to see if I have the same distance as far as the aperture valve goes. And they didn't, because this here unscrews. See it getting bigger? And mine was like this and floating around, so that every time I revved it, it would come back and shut off. But then eventually it ran out of distance. And the other thing that it caused was I'd have a hesitation or a pop and a backfire through the exhaust when it started screwing up. And also a real bad, not a real bad, but a bog in it when it was going through the warm-up cycle. And I couldn't figure out if the mist, the bog, was all over the map. But then after once I boiled it down to this and cleaned it out, it made sense. That aperture valve moves more than just idle, non-idle, idle, non-idle. It moves, I guess, during your riding, or because mine was loose, it would move during the riding. And it would fly open, causing a lean condition because it's bypassing the throttle valves. And it would buck and hesitate and misfire because it was running too lean. Then once I got the valve cleaned up and working again, then it ran okay for about another 25 miles with idling every time. Seeing the way that this old valve was coming apart, it makes full sense that this thing never knew where it was supposed to be. Not only that, because it kept turning, twisting back and forth, and this is really loose. This new one, you can't turn at all. So they changed the part number, and I'm guessing I can take this all the way out and see back in there. You can see the spring in that. So even though you turn your key on and off and you hear the valve clicking and you clean it out and it works, and you still have a problem, don't chase everything like I did with plugs and cleaning grinds and putting in a control relay and all this other stuff. Go back and take this out. Remember, you gotta heat that housing to get these screws out. If you don't, they'll bust right off. It tells you that in the repair manual. And I'm glad I did. I started backing out a little bit after heating it. Wouldn't move, heated it some more, and the twist came right out. So, lots of luck with stalling on a V-Rod. This is a 2004 V-Rod, but this same valve is used on a Sportster and a few other models too. So, lots of luck.